Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English Talk Studio, a place where learning English feels calm, friendly, and possible. I'm Lucy.
Hi, Lucy, and hello, everyone. It's really good to be here with you today.
Hey, Tom. I was thinking about something simple today. Those moments when conversation starts and suddenly the mind goes empty.
Yeah, that blank feeling. You want to speak, but nothing comes out, even though you know some English.
It's not panic, just that quiet pause where you're not sure what comes next.
Hmm, that pause shows up a lot, more often than people expect.
I think it's interesting how common that moment is.
I agree. It happens to many people, even on normal days.
Tom, have you ever had that moment where someone looks at you, waiting, and your head suddenly feels very quiet?
Yeah, it's like all the words step back at the same time, even the easy ones.
I notice it happens more at the start of a conversation, when it's about you.
Hmm. Talking about yourself can feel heavier than answering simple questions.
That makes sense to me.
Me too. It's a very human pause.
Those pauses feel different when the question is simple. Tell me about yourself. It sounds easy, but it doesn't feel easy.
Yeah, that question is open. Too open sometimes. The mind doesn't know where to start.
It's not that there's nothing to say. It's more like there's too much, all at once.
Hmm. And when everything comes together, nothing comes out.
That's an interesting place to notice.
I agree. It's a very real moment.
Last week, I met someone new. Her name was Anna. She smiled and said, "So, tell me about yourself."
Yeah. That question sounds friendly, but it can stop you for a second, especially at the start.
My mind went quiet. I knew many things about myself, but choosing one felt hard, like everything showed up at once.
Hmm, that happens. It's not a lack of English. It's the moment being too open.
So I said something very small. "I work in an office." Then I stopped. It wasn't special, but it felt okay.
Yeah, small answers work. They give the conversation a place to stand without pressure.
That showed me something. You don't need a full story. Just one simple line is enough to begin.
I agree. Starting small is often the easiest way to keep going.
A few days later, I met Mark at a cafe. Same question again. "So, what do you do?" It felt lighter this time.
Yeah, that question comes up a lot. It's simple, but it still asks you to step forward.
I noticed the pause, but I didn't fight it. I let it be there for a second.
Hmm, that pause is okay. It doesn't mean you're stuck. It just means you're choosing.
I said, "I work with people. Nothing more." Then I smiled.
Yeah, that kind of answer invites the other person in. They can ask more if they want.
That felt easier than trying to explain everything.
I get that. One simple sentence can carry a whole conversation forward.
"Tom, yesterday I was on a short video call with James. He smiled and said, 'So, who are you?'"
Yeah, online questions feel even bigger. There's a screen, and silence feels louder.
I felt that small pause again. Not fear, just the feeling of choosing something simple.
That pause shows up everywhere. In person or online, it feels the same inside.
I said, I'm from London. Then I stopped. I let the space sit there.
Yeah, that gives the other person something clear to hold on to.
It reminded me that place can be enough.
I agree. One detail is often all a conversation needs to continue.
Later that day, I met Nina in the office kitchen. She asked casually, So, what do you like to do?
Yeah, that kind of question sounds easy, but it still opens a big space.
I noticed the same quiet moment. My head looked for something small, not perfect.
Choosing small keeps the moment light. You don't have to impress anyone.
I said, I like quiet evenings. That was it. Nothing more.
Yeah, that answer feels human. It invites curiosity without pushing.
That felt, enough for that moment.
I agree. Simple likes often say more than long explanations.
One evening, I was waiting in line at a small shop. The man behind me, David, started talking. He asked, So, what do you do after work?
Yeah, those surprise questions come when you don't expect them. You're not ready. You're just standing there.
I felt that tiny pause again. Not stress, just deciding which small piece to share.
That pause is normal. It's the mind choosing something safe.
I said, I usually go home and relax. Then I smiled. That felt natural.
Yeah, that kind of answer feels real. Most people understand it right away.
It showed me that everyday life is enough to share.
I agree. Normal routines often connect people more than big stories.
Tom, this time it was different. I was at a small dinner. I felt a little nervous. Emma looked at me and said, So, tell me about yourself.
Yeah, dinner questions feel heavier. More eyes, more feeling in the room.
My chest felt tight for a second. Not fear, just that soft pressure of being seen.
That feeling is real. It shows you care about the moment.
I took a breath and said, I'm still figuring things out. Then I stopped.
Yeah, that answer carries honesty. It lets the feeling stay without hiding it.
That felt true. And truth felt easier than sounding perfect.
I agree. When words match the feeling, the moment relaxes.
After that dinner, I thought of another moment. A quiet office morning. Leo leaned over and asked softly, So, how would you describe yourself?
Yeah, that question feels closer. Not loud, but it lands deeper.
I felt unsure for a second, like the answer mattered more than usual.
That hesitation shows care. It's a gentle kind of pressure.
I said, I'm calm, most days. Then I let the silence stay.
Yeah. That line feels honest. It leaves space without closing anything.
That moment didn't need more words.
I agree. When feeling and words match, the flow stays smooth.
Another time, it was quieter. I was waiting for a meeting to start. Ryan sat next to me and asked, "So, what kind of person are you?"
Yeah. That question comes softly, but it stays in the air for a moment.
I felt exposed for a second, like the answer might say too much.
Hmm. That feeling makes you careful. Not scared, just aware.
I said, "I'm still learning."
Yeah, that line carries depth. It doesn't close the door.
That felt safe to say out loud.
I agree. Sometimes openness is the easiest place to stand.
Later that week, I met Olivia after work. We were walking slowly. She asked, "So, how do you usually describe yourself to people?"
Yeah, walking questions feel softer, less pressure, but still personal.
I felt calm, but thoughtful. Like I didn't want to rush the answer.
Hmm. That calm pause helps words come out naturally.
I said, "I'm pretty simple, honestly." Then I smiled and kept walking.
Yeah, that kind of answer feels easy to accept. No weight, no performance.
It showed me that ease matters more than detail.
I agree. When it feels light, the conversation keeps moving on its own.
This one stayed with me. A short interview. Michael looked up and said, "So, tell me something about yourself."
Yeah. Interview questions feel heavier. Even simple words can feel far away.
My hands felt a little cold. Not panic, just that quiet pressure to choose carefully.
Hmm. That pressure narrows things. It makes you want to say the right thing.
I said, "I like learning new things." Then I stopped and breathed.
Yeah, that line feels steady. It doesn't try to impress.
After that, the room felt calmer.
I get that. When the answer is simple, the moment settles too.
Another time, it was less formal. A short break at work. Sophie asked, "So, what should I know about you?"
Yeah, that question feels open, but still asks for something real.
I felt a small warmth in my chest, like this wasn't a test.
Hmm. That feeling changes everything. When it's safe, words come easier.
I said, "I'm easy to work with." Then I nodded slightly.
Yeah, that answer feels practical. It fits the moment well.
That felt right for that space.
I agree. Matching the moment matters more than saying more.
The last one I remember was very simple. Waiting for a bus. Alex smiled and said, "So, who are you, really?"
Yeah, questions like that feel quiet, but they go deep.
I felt still. Not nervous, just present in that moment.
Hmm. That stillness helps. It lets honesty come out without pushing.
I said, "I'm just someone doing my best." Then the bus arrived.
Yeah, that line feels human. It doesn't try to be more than it is.
That felt like enough to carry with me.
I agree. Sometimes that's all you need to say.
Tom, when I think about all these moments, they don't feel big. They feel normal. Quiet questions in ordinary places.
Yeah, that's what stands out. Nothing special is happening, but the moments still mattered.
Different people, different places. But the pause was always the same.
That pause keeps showing up. And it doesn't mean something is wrong.
I like noticing that the answers were small. No stories, no explanations.
I agree. Each line fit the moment it was in. That's why it worked.
It makes the question feel lighter somehow.
Yeah, when you see the pattern, the pressure starts to fade.
Tom, after all these moments, I start thinking about those first answers people choose.
Yeah, that first line matters, even if it's small.
Some people start with work, some with where they're from, some with how they feel that day.
There's no right place, just the place that feels easiest.
If someone shared just one short line, what would it be? Where I'm from? What I like? Or how I am?
Yeah, just one line. That's enough.
It's nice to imagine all those small beginnings.
I agree. Every conversation starts somewhere simple.
Tom, this feels like a gentle place to stop. Not because we ran out of words, but because the quiet feels complete.
Yeah, sometimes stopping softly is better than adding more.
The question doesn't feel so heavy anymore. It feels possible.
Like something you can step into, not something you have to solve.
I like thinking that these small answers are happening everywhere. In cafes, at bus stops, at work.
I like that too. It makes those moments feel shared, not lonely.
Okay then. We can leave it here for now.
Yeah. We'll keep going next time.